Okay guys, back at Blue Jacket Archery today with Albert Moore. We've got a topic today that I, as a matter of fact, have been away from bows for quite a while. I've been shooting a single cam bow. We started talking about the cams and the strings on these newer bows. Al was throwing out some key words that I wasn't even sure if I knew what they meant. We're going to be talking about binary cams and yokes,
basically
things.
the different types of cams that are on the market.
So Al's going to go through and show you the differences between strings with yokes and the binary cams with 2-track, 3-track, and there's even a 4-track, he tells me. So Al, take her away, buddy.
Yeah, well, some years ago, back when I got into this, the only bows that we had were all true 2-cam bows. Well, since then, they've come out with literally a plethora of different cam systems. They've got 1-cam systems. They've got 2-cam systems. And now we're going to explain all this here in a minute. I got some of these bows here. Now, under the heading of 2-cam bows, you've got subheadings of binary cams. Right? Under binary cams, you have 2-track, 3-track, and 4-track binary cams. So it can get kind of confusing to the person that doesn't really know what you're looking at. And so what we're going to do, we're going to start with a true 2-cam bow. Now, what is a true 2-cam bow? A true 2-cam bow, like on this little bear here, has identical cams, top and bottom, with a split yoke at the top and a split yoke at the bottom. Now typically in the past these yokes would actually anchor on thimbles at the end of the axles outboard of the limbs. However, they don't have to. There's newer 2-cams on the market now where these yokes, instead of being here, actually attach in here to the axles. Nevertheless, it's still a true 2-cam bow. Alright, so now what's the advantage of a true 2-cam bow? Well, number one is speed. Generally, you're going to get faster speeds from some sort of a 2-cam system than you will on a 1-cam system with the same smooth. All right, let's suppose. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose in your goal is a bow that's 340 foot a second. All right. Yes, there are 1-cam bows out there that will shoot 340 foot a second, but here's the difference. The difference is the smoothness of the draw cycle. A 2-cam bow will typically, in that goal of 340 foot a second, a 2-cam bow will typically draw smoother than that equivalent 1-cam bow will, because you've got 2 cams taking the load instead of 1, so they have to make the draw cycle of that 1-cam bow a little bit harsher to draw back than a normal 2-cam bow. Now also, all right, that is a 2-cam system. Now, I'm talking about a 1-cam system. Now, a 1-cam system, you have a single cam at the bottom and an idler wheel at the top. The idler wheel is basically along for the ride. Whoopsie. We had some stuff fall over. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Nothing's hurt.
Nothing's hurt. So now, a 1-cam system, you got a single cam at the bottom. Some people have even in the past put them on the top with the idler wheel on the bottom, all right? But whatever the case is, it's still a 1-cam system. Now, so you've got a cam at the bottom and a single idler wheel at the top. The idler wheel is basically along for the ride. It's not doing much other than simply holding the string in place. So what are the disadvantages of a 1-cam bow? We already explained one of those disadvantages being speed. If you want a smooth draw cycle and you want a single cam bow, it's probably not going to be very fast. It's probably going to be rated around 320, maybe 330. But if you want a fast bow, 340 plus, and you want a single cam bow, just be ready for a pretty harsh draw cycle. Now, another disadvantage to a 1-cam system is the string is very, very long. It's only got a single cable right here. That's it. Everything else you see here is the actual string itself. Now, why is that a disadvantage? Well, you have to understand that this material that they're made out of, some materials are better than others, but all materials stretch a certain amount per inch. The more overall inches you have, the more overall stretch you're going to have. Well, one cam bow typically has a string that'll range anywhere from 80 to 96, 98 inches long. It'll attach here, goes around the cam, comes up, over around the idler wheel, back down, over top of the axle. Remember that, I'm going to bring that back in a little while. This end of the string comes back down to the cam, over top of the axle right here, and hooks back onto the cam. I don't know if you can all see that or not. Over top of the axle, hooks back to the cam. The cable wides off here, similar to a 2-cam bow, comes down underneath the axle down here and hooks to a post. That's a 1-cam system. Now, let's get into a hybrid system. A hybrid system is what hit the market after the 2-cams and 1-cams started getting popular. Okay, follow me here. A hybrid cam is nothing more than a 2-cam bow strung and cabled like a 1-cam bow. What do I mean by that? Well, the string starts here. You can see both cams are pretty much identical, kind of like a 2-cam bow. It has one yoke at the top. That cable comes down underneath the axle and hooks to a post, just like the 1-cam bow did on its cable. However, the advantage here is, instead of having one continuously long string, like on a 1-cam bow, this string starts here, goes around the cam, back up, around this cam, and stops right here. And they continue the process with another cable right here that comes down. Remember, I told you, remember something, it comes down over top of the axle and back to a post. So basically what they've done, they've eliminated some of the overall stretch on a 1-cam bow by simply going to a second cable. All right?
So you've got 3 strings
right.
that are all equally taking the stretch at the same time, so you're going to get less stretch.
Yeah. Keeping in mind each one of these pieces, yeah, we have more pieces here than a 1-cam bow, but the fact that they're shorter, each piece is shorter, then you have less overall stretch. And now people say, well, 1-cam bows can't go out of time. Heck, they can. Let me tell you something, people. I've been at this a long time. A 1-cam bow, yeah, it can't really go out of time with itself, but even a 1-cam bow has an optimum rotation that cam has to be in for maximum performance. And when this 90-inch string stretches, that cam's going to rotate one way or the other and throw it out of optimum performance, which will affect tune and accuracy, the whole 9 yards. So, I think we kind of covered the 2-cam and the 1-cam. Now, let's get into the subheadings of the 2-cam system. That's the binary cam. What's a binary cam? For all intents and purposes, a binary cam is a 2-cam bow with no yokes. Okay? They have 2-track, 3-track, and 4-track binary cams. This bow, the Martin Annex 3D, is a binary cam. Now, unlike a true 2-cam bow, a lot of binary cams are not necessarily identical top and bottom. Is that bad or is that good? Yeah, no, it just is what it is. So, here again, it's strung and cabled similar to the hybrid cam minus a yoke. So what they do is the string goes from here around the cam, the shooting string, up here, around this cam, and attaches back to here to a post. So you have the same length of string, similar to the equivalently length 2-cam system. On the cable side, they take this cable here, it comes down the bow, and here again, remember, I told you, remember something, this cable goes over top of the axle and hooks back to a post. The other cable goes from down at the bottom of this cam, below the axle, just like the top one did, up to the top cam, over top of the axle, and hooks to a post. That's a binary cam. You can see that this is a 3-track, 1 track, 2 tracks, 3 tracks. All right? A 2-track system, which I don't have one of those here, this track would be eliminated and this cable would actually hook back to another post, sharing the 2nd track with this cable here. Okay? A 4-track binary cam, basically you would have this cable coming up here, and it's going to Y off right here. It's going to Y off right here, and one side's going to go to this side of the cam, the other side's going to go to this side of the cam. That's a over top of the axle to a post. So 4 tracks. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. However, a lot of people are going to the 4-track, a lot of the manufacturers are. But so far, Obsession, one of the lines we carry, has gone back to the 2-track binary cam. Why? Less trouble, less maintenance. They work extremely well. Very, very simple bows to work on. So keeping in mind, the more strings and cables you have, the more complicated stuff gets. So now, I hope you have learned something there. We're going to get to another subject here in just a second, but 2-cam bows, 1-cam bows, binary cam bows, which fall under the heading of 2-cam bows, and under binary cam, you have subheadings of 2-track, 3-track, and 4-track. All right, now, I know you're confused. You say, okay, what cam system should I buy? It really doesn't matter, folks, what cam system you buy. The quality of your strings and cables is key, especially on a single cam bow, because you got so much overall length. The quality of your strings and cables is key on all these bows. Some of the manufacturers, especially on your more budget-oriented bows, are not giving you the best strings and cables. All right, so just keep that in mind when you buy one. You're not going to get the performance out of an affordable 1-cam bow as you would a higher-end one, because usually the higher-end bows are coming with better strings and cables. Excuse me. However, you can go to the aftermarket and buy some really good strings and cables for your 1-cam bow, and you'll have no trouble. It'll perform pretty good. Now, so people are saying, I know there's questions out there, which cam system's better? How do I explain this? First off, let's back up for 1 second. First off, people say, well, why did they come out with all these cams? All right, it's called marketing, people. It's called marketing. The industry is always searching for new ideas to market to the end consumer. That's you. All right. Keeping in mind, why do they do that? To try and keep things exciting and new. Nobody's spurred on to buy a new bow every year when it's the same old hat as last year. In my opinion, a 2-cam system, a true 2-cam bow with the yokes at both ends, like this bow, with good quality strings and cables, nothing will shoot more accurately or tune more consistently than a true 2-cam bow. Why is that? Because a true 2-cam bow, you have perfectly level knock travel. Now, what's knock travel, you ask? Knock travel, when you draw that string back and you shoot that bow, knock travel is how is that string tracking as it comes forward and you shoot it. Is that string coming perfectly straight, or is that string moving up and down like this? Trust me, bows that do not have level knock travel are an absolute nightmare to tune. They're a nightmare. All right, some of the early hybrid cams did not have level knock travel. They were absolute nightmares to tune. Some of the real early PSEs, the Hoyts, whoever made them, it doesn't matter who made them, they didn't have the knock travel down. 1-cam bows, early ones, were especially absolutely horrid knock travel. Absolute nightmares to tune. One company in particular, who I will not name here, one company in particular did a very, very, very good job at redesigning the 1-cam system and getting level knock travel. They did a really good job at that. Everybody knows who it is if you do a little bit of thinking. However, even that company has now gone to 2-cam systems. All right, I find that kind of odd, like they had to eat a lot of crow, but they spent 20 years bad-mouthing everybody's cams except their particular 1-cam system. Now they've gone to 2-cam bows too. Now, so let's back up here for a second. I said that to say this. So I still have not answered the question, which cam system is better? There is no particular answer to that. No one cam system is better than the other. Let's put it this way. No particular cam system, whether it's 2-cam, 1-cam, binary cam, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. No particular cam system is God's gift to bow hunters. They all got their problems. They all have issues you have to contend with. You just have to make different adjustments to contend with it. You don't make the same adjustments on a 1-cam bow to get it to tune as you might on a 2-cam bow or a binary cam, and vice versa. No cam system is God's gift to bow hunters. They all have their issues. You just have to make different adjustments to deal with it. But at least try and do some research. If you want a 2-cam system, if you want a binary cam system, that's great. That's great. Do some research and try to find the ones that have the best knock travel, level knock travel. That seems to be key. That's why I am a very big advocate of 2-cam bows. As long as those wheels are in time, with the addition of good strings and cables, with the addition of these strings and cables, good ones now, not these, but good ones, all right, you have perfectly level knock travel. Has to be, because both cams are identical top and bottom. Only when you start changing the shape of these cams from one end to the other do you start running into issues of knock travel. However, most of the manufacturers have kind of got that figured out by now, but the point is, true 2-cam bows, that's my personal favorite, the easiest to tune with good strings and cables. As long as everything's in time, you've got perfectly level knock travel, plain and simple, period. Or why else would that manufacturer I'm talking about go away from the single cam system that they bragged up for so many years back to a 2-cam system? All right. They might have had some other reasoning there, but from where I'm standing, that was a smart move. So anyhow, is there anything I left out there, Chris?
I think you've done a pretty good job at explaining that. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. Anything more technical than I can handle, Google up Albert at Blue Jacket Archery, and maybe we can get an answer for you. And I think it's been a very informative thing. Like I said, I was behind on this technology, and I thought it would be important for everybody else to learn it too. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.